Guys, oceanfront condos at Ocean Creek Tower South in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina make profit for investors all the time that know what they're doing. Now, all that being said, in this video, I'm going to break down how I would investigate purchasing an oceanfront condo right here at Ocean Creek South. We're going to dive into a beautiful walkthrough of a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo that is the highest grossing condo in the entire MLS across Pawleys Island, Surfside Beach, Garden City Beach, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Little River, Murrells Inlet, you name it. This is the highest grossing 2-bedroom oceanfront condo that I could find in the past 2 years. Now, I'm going to dive you into tax write-offs. How much can you get for a tax write-off depreciating your oceanfront condo? I'm going to take you through a profit and loss statement. Yes, you're going to see how much money these can make, a list of all of their operating expenses and the profit or loss right there at the end. I'm also going to take you into appreciation. If I buy low and I sell high and I hold this condo for 10 years, how much money can I make in appreciation? That's in addition to annual profits and in addition to tax write-offs and personal use. Tons of benefits. Now, we're also going to dive into what other units are doing on site here. Is the competition strong? Is the competition weak? Now, guys, you have to watch the must-see investor interviews playlist. I interviewed Matt Freeze. He's a lender by trade. He owns 11 oceanfront condos and over an 8-year span made $1.4 million in profit. That's $22,500 per condo per profit over 8 years. Now, he moved his family out of their primary residence into an apartment so he could buy his first oceanfront condo, but he is laughing all the way to the bank now. You got to watch that interview. I also interviewed Gosha Cook, who owns 15 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. She is an accountant by education. She's also a property manager, manages over 130 properties. She makes money with Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, and you want to hear what she's got to say. I also interviewed Rufia Nigro. Now, this woman from Florida, she lives in Florida, but owns 27 Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach. Why would she do that? Come to find out, it's much cheaper to buy a condo in Myrtle Beach, and they make the same annual profits as the condos that are oceanfront right there in Florida. Guys, you want to hear the golden nuggets of truth and the wisdom from these savvy investors that play this game and are winning at it. Now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's take a tour. Let's check out Ocean Creek Tower South in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. Guys, we are on site today right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, just out front of Ocean Creek Tower South. Now, directly across the way there, you can see in the distance, that's Ocean Creek Tower North. Now, we're gonna come right inside, guys. I'm gonna show you an absolutely stunning 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo that made phenomenal gross rental income. I do wanna point out, guys, that April through September is the peak season here. You got parking right here. Take a look. You can see, and actually, I'm gonna carry you over there just for a second. April through September is that peak season when, you know, you're gonna get all of the guests that are gonna rent these. June, July, and August is the peak of the peak. This is the parking up top. There is also parking under the building. So you can see tons of parking out this way. But let's get inside. Now, April through September is peak season. June, July, and August is peak of the peak. In the interview with Matt Freeze, who owns 11 Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos, he let us know that he makes enough money June, July, and August to pay all of the operating expenses, including his mortgage, for his oceanfront condos for the entire year. And that the other 9 months are simply profit months. So if you know what you're doing, you can definitely score big. All right, so you can see South Tower entrance. Let's get inside. You have a nice foyer area here, as you can see. Well decorated. Elevators. You got your mailboxes. I almost passed them, guys. Mailboxes here, as you can see. All right, you got restrooms to the right. Looks like a nice little seating area with tables and chairs, a conference room. We do have a little situation going down those stairs. I'll take you down there in just a minute to the indoor pool. And you got a seating area right up front. Nice and cozy. Let's just take a look out of this window real quick. That's the North Tower. There's beach access. Let's get on this side. I want you to just get all the angles, guys. Look, you can see a person out there. I don't know if you guys can see, walking the dog. And check out that beautiful beach access. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. All right, guys, so let's get into the penthouse unit right here at Ocean Creek Tower South, FF15. All right, now, as soon as you walk in, guys, you're gonna notice some gorgeous tile flooring, beautiful colors. We do have an owner's closet here. You do have a washer and dryer hookup here, set up. Nice cool decor here. And of course, we got our air handler and water heater here. Now that's right upon entry. Now, you got some built-in pantry shelves here. Very nice. You do have a nice little wine rack here, a little setup. All right, the kitchen, stainless steel refrigerator, nice flat top stainless steel stove. Look at that. Look at that, absolutely stunning, guys. Absolutely stunning. Dishwasher, oven, all custom, plenty of space, and a wide open view. Enjoy the chandelier, not a bad touch, right? But pretty much everything that you could need in a gorgeous kitchen that's oceanfront. Now, obviously here, you have a beautiful dining area. You do have a nice little bar with chairs. You got your living room here, which we'll get into in just a minute. I don't want you to miss the rest of this unit. Now check that out, guys. There's our bathroom. Now this is kind of Jack and Jill-ish. I'll show you back behind here. We do have a standing shower, and it connects to this room. Now this room, of course, very high ceilings. As you can see, it's got a balcony that connects to the main balcony, has its own closet set up here, as you can see. They're excellent work. This connects through these French doors to the living room, as you can see here. And of course, you have access to a massive balcony, which we're gonna get into in just a minute. It's the moneymaker on this unit, let me tell you. Now, this is the master. So we do have its own ensuite bathroom, as you can see. We do have a nice situation here for the shower. As you can see, some more custom shelves for linen closet, and then your own closet. I wonder if I can get a light on in here. I don't see the switch. There we go. There we go. Plenty of space in there. All right, now this is inside. As you can see, this is ensuite. This is inside this gorgeous master bedroom. And the master has its own desk, has its own TV, has an absolutely stunning private balcony, which we're going to get out on in a minute. But I don't want you to miss this room. Look at that. So you can basically lie in bed and see that beautiful blue ocean and the sun. It's absolutely stunning. There's our on-site pool, walking areas. Now that's Beach Cove Resort right there. And stunning, stunning, stunning view. All right, so let's finish off this tour, guys. I want you to see the moneymaker. Of course, absolutely stunning living room setup here. Check this out. Look at this massive, massive balcony. I mean, how many people could you fit on this balcony? Lots and lots of people. And it wraps around, guys. It definitely does a little wraparound number. Check that out. And that is your moneymaker. That is what people are paying the bucks for. Having a massive balcony with a gigantic view. Now I want you to really quick get to see the unit here on the way back through. As you can see, it is stunning. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, I get calls, emails, and texts all the time from investors just like you looking to make an investment in Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos or commercial properties in our market. If that's you and you need a savvy investor to run financial analysis, to generate profit and loss statements, that has the research and has, hard factual data that backs up how these condos have rented. If you need proof, I can get it for you. No matter where you are in the journey though, don't be a stranger. We've got lots of stories. Lots of investors call off of YouTube, email, text me. I work with all kinds of people from all over the world, guys. I want their story to be your story. So pick up the phone, give me a call, get over your fear, stop being afraid. The season's almost over. You can't waste any more time. Stop watching videos and pick up the phone and take action, because it can be a life-changing decision to make contact with me and open a new chapter of your life. 843-360-1737. All right, let's get downstairs real quick and check out. Let's check out the indoor pool. Yeah, glass. I don't know if you can see that. It's actual glass there. Let's see here. Stunning indoor pool. Seating areas. It's indoor and outdoor. They're having fun over there, guys. Hot tub. There's always one. There's always one. All right, here we go, guys. Yep, you can see the people out here are just a little rowdy, but they are having some fun. All right, indoor, outdoor pool. That's what I was talking about there, as you can see. And what's great about this place is all the walking. You'll notice that there's sidewalks everywhere. You can get tons of walking time in, keep you active, keep you fit. And of course, I can't say it enough. Look at that, guys. Look at the little outpost there, as you can see. So cool. Now, beautiful deck, beautiful pool, beautiful resort. Now we are on site. This is the Four Seasons Restaurant and Lounge. It's Creekside Center 1. You can see on that sign there. You can see there is a fitness center here. You've got a snack shack here, which is super cool. I cannot get into it. Looks like it might not be fully set up just yet. All right, guys, this is the Four Seasons Lounge and Grill. As you can see, it's a friendly place where people come and gather. Hi. They got a cool little courtyard area right in here. You don't want to miss it. Let's take a peek through there. Nice little outdoor seating spot. And of course, as you can see, beautiful conference rooms. All kinds of great setup in here. And that's the Four Seasons. Now guys, we are just outside of all the tennis courts, which we're going to take a quick tour of. I do want to point out that there is a guard shack and it is manned right here. And they are definitely actively checking people's IDs and business cards and stuff like that. They don't just let anybody in here. Now, tennis rules. You can see the sign there, tennis courts, men and women's restrooms here, and you've got lots of tennis courts. Look at that, pretty cool little fountain there along the way. All right, so let's just take a gander. You've got lots of tennis courts. This is obviously number 4, as you can see here. Got another tennis court there. Here it is here, as you can see. Of course, tennis courts here. This must be a little, just water fountain. Okay, we got tennis balls, stuff like that here, as you can see. And then another tennis court here. Not bad at all. Take a peek through there. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you see some of the variety of homes in this neighborhood as we drive through. This is just on one side of the street, as you can see. We did pass a pretty cool putting green. I thought that was pretty nifty, pretty neat. You can see straight ahead. That's where the oceanfront condos are. That's a conference center, the Water Oaks Conference Center. And again, you can see straight ahead, that's going to be Ocean Creek Tower North and Ocean Creek Tower South. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freeze owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freeze is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. So, do you think the Myrtle Beach market is oversaturated with vacation rentals?
It's not oversaturated. The saturation has always been here. They can only build up. All right. There's not more beach. They've always been short-term rentals for the last, how many years?
Years and years and years and years and years. And I'm super glad that you said, it's not saturated because they've always been here. Basically, this is not something new. This might be new to you as a viewer or new to you as an investor, but in our market, people have been doing short-term oceanfront rentals for years.
What's new is being able to cut out the middleman. You can cut out the front desk. You don't have to use on-site property management. You can use Airbnb, you use VRBO, and you can manage it yourself.
Yeah. Technology's really enabled you to cut out that middleman. So, I recently heard somebody talking about, the Airbnb market is on the downturn, doom and gloom. Well, guys, I mean, like, I don't foresee people not liking the beach anymore. It's like
Right.
the mountains. Like, people like the mountains, people like the beach. That's not going to change. And as long as the ocean's still here and the oceanfront condos are still here, people are going to keep renting these just like they've done for years and years and years. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it's, with the historical evidence that we have backing it up, in my opinion, it's a very safe investment for a proactive investor.
Right.
Yeah. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, that HOA fee is going to include electric in the common areas, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape lawn, insurance, manager, security, rec facilities, legal and accounting, primary antenna cable TV, common maintenance and repair, internet access, and pest control. Now, one thing I want to quickly point out, it's going to include the exterior building insurance. Now, how that kind of plays out. You have insurance that covers the exterior portion of the building, generally handled through the HOA fee that you pay every single month. You might need to get an HO6 policy, although some HOAs do include an HO6 policy. HO6 insurance handles the interior stud to stud. So you've got in your HOA fee insurance for the exterior if there's a hurricane, if the door's messed up, if the balcony gets messed up, if the sliders get messed up, the outside of the actual condo unit. Then you got HO6 for the inside stud to stud in case your guest damaged something. Now, in the HO6 policy, investors that are doing this for rentals need to make sure that the policy includes lost gross rental income in case you can't rent out the units. Let's say that during the winter months, the HOA decides to replace all the sliding glass doors on a particular floor, and they shut your floor down and you can't rent it. Well, in that case, you contact your insurance company, file your insurance, your HO6 insurance, if your policy covers lost gross rental income. And what are you going to do? You're going to sit back and collect. In fact, Matt Freeze, one of the investors that we had on the show, did let us know that the insurance company asked him, took an average of his rent for the year and paid him the average rent during those winter off-season months while his units were shut down. So technically he made more money through his HO6 policy. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and I mean, Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They got a new area out there where the Hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. I mean, like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials. With its unique blend of music, food, and art, the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for medieval times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Skywheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You got to go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf. Guys, there's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, this is what you want to know about, guys. Appreciation. Come on. It's that silent killer at the end, let me tell you, because it stacks up. 2015, if you would have purchased the cheapest, the lowest price unit here that was oceanfront, 2 bedrooms, you'd have paid $283. If you would have held it for 10 years and sold it in 2024, you would have sold that one, the high sold for $660,000. If you're a savvy investor, you buy low and you sell high. You buy it, you remodel it, you sell it before the remodel wears off. You collect great gross rental income, great tax write-offs, and you sell it for a premium to another investor that doesn't want to take on all that risk of figuring out what works and what doesn't. It's just that simple, guys. That's appreciation to the tune of $377,000. Yes, 133%. That's $37,700 per year in appreciation. Guys, in addition to annual profits, in addition to tax write-offs, in addition to personal use. Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos are the place, in my opinion, to put your money to get a plethora of returns and benefits and profits. You just can't beat them. Now, you're probably wondering just how well other units are doing here on site, other 2 bedrooms. Well, you'll notice on your screen that there's no data, because I went back and searched the last 2 years worth of active properties and sold properties that were 2 bedrooms here at the Ocean Creek Tower South and found nobody reported any rental income. So that means one of 2 things. And in this case, I believe it firmly means that there is weak competition. This is what I want you to take into account. If the numbers on the board were $30,000 and $40,000 and $50,000, you'd be like, okay, there's a lot of people renting here. Okay, this is a hot spot. But it's not. You've got one condo that is technically the highest grossing 2-bedroom condo for gross rental income in the entire MLS. That's Pawleys Island, Surfside Beach, Garden City Beach, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Little River, Murrells Inlet. It's the highest grossing one sitting right here. And nobody else is renting out condos and reporting rental income, which tells me that some smart, savvy investor figured out that there's a market for this type of condo and went to work. And he pulled in 72 grand. I think there's a massive opportunity in the fact that there's no competition here. So for a savvy investor, you could move right into this place and you don't got to fight anybody. This is a takeover. Well, you got to fight the one guy who made 72 grand, but I'll leave that to you and him. Pick up the phone and give me a call. It's 843-360-1737 so I can help you get started with your Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condo. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. You know, basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her. You know, vacation packages. You know, and you could do them themed, of course, you know, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, and you had her go by, you know, go and order all this stuff for you. You know, order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2, dinner show. Order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2. You know, get tickets to the country music festival. You know, and all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages. Let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100. Go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties, that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Like, listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out. I don't care where you are in the investing process. Pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000. Or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it 7, 8, 9, 10 years versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall. If you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined, if you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier or resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos, real estate investing, comes into play. Because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now, guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately, the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, You follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you got to get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, you know, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property, improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course, you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years. Now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them. Now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, guys, so let's work through a cash purchase scenario right here at the Ocean Creek Tower South. Now, we got a purchase price of $699,900. I've got gross rental income for this unit at $72,469. Do I think you could probably make $80, $85, maybe even $90,000 with this unit? Yes. Would you have to really be working your business and be a super serious investor? Yes, absolutely. Would you have to self-manage? In my opinion, yes. But the unit did generate $72,469 for 2 bedrooms in our entire MLS. Based on the data reported, it is the highest grossing 2-bedroom oceanfront condo in our market in the last 2 years. Now, if you made $72,469 in rental income and you only used Airbnb for a 3% of that gross rental income platform fee, you're going to pay the platform $2,174.07. You take that from the $72,000 you made in gross rental income, you are left with a gross rental income subtotal of $70,294.93. Now, property taxes, we've got you at an estimate with the new sales price from the Horry County Assessor's Office at $8,381.70. They have a really nifty tool on the Horry County website in the Assessor's Department that basically estimates property taxes when your sales price increases. Now, excise tax, $565. Excise taxes for your local use in police and fire departments. Essentially, it is calculated $145 base fee for your first $2,000 in gross rental income. Then they charge you $6 for every $1,000 that you make in gross rental income after that. Now, all that being said, you've got local hospitality and accommodations tax. Technically, it's 1.5% to Horry County and 1.5% to the city of Myrtle Beach. You do have to have a business license to operate a short-term vacation rental property in our market. Your personal property taxes. Anytime in the state of South Carolina you have an investment property, you are going to pay personal property taxes. That's $652.22. Your HO6 insurance is $1,000. It is not included in the HOA fee. Make sure you have a policy that covers lost gross rental income. That can come in handy if they shut down your floor and you can't rent your unit. Electricity is not included in the monthly HOA fee. I've got you at $150 a month for $1,800 for the year. Could be more. Could be more. I'll just say that. Now, annualized HOA dues, we've got you at $10,116 for the year. That does come out to $1,167 per month. In my opinion, this is a cheaper HOA fee. Bottom line, definitely cheaper to be able to have a unit that still generates close to $80,000 a year. The lower the HOA fee, generally the more special assessments you can count on. The higher the HOA fee, generally the better the on-site amenities. They have a reserve in place. More so, you're going to get hit with less special assessments. Now, your operating expense subtotal, that's a whopping $24,688.99. That's all of your operating expenses on this deal. If you take the $24,000 from the $70,000 up top, that gross rental income subtotal, you are left with a whopping profitability if you self-manage to the tune of $45,605.94. Guys, that's a 7% cash-on-cash return. Could it be higher? Absolutely. I'm just saying, Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos are some of the best short-term vacation rental properties that you can invest in, period. They churn profit year over year. 20 to 22 million tourists hit our market. And what do? They rent our oceanfront condos. Let's work through a financing scenario purchase right here at Ocean Creek Tower South. Now, we got a purchase price of $699,900. We've got a down payment of 25%. That's $174,975. Now, are there 20% and 15% down programs? Yes. I have a lender I've worked with for over 5 years that specializes in condotel deals. In the financing world, these are called condotels. They're generally they're hotel condo conversions. So they've a lot of times converted a hotel into a condominium. Now, Am I going to say that Ocean Creek Tower South or North is that? No. I mean, these very well could be just standard condominiums, which could change your financing structure altogether. But to keep it safe, we're going to stay at that 25%. We've got you at $174,975. Now the gross rental income is $72,469. Your Airbnb platform fee is 3% of your gross rental income at $2,174.07. If you take away what you spent on Airbnb, that $2,174.07 to get your rentals from the gross rental income, you are left with a gross rental income subtotal of $70,294.93. Now the principal and interest is $41,904. That assumes a 30-year fixed rate loan at a 7% interest rate. Your property tax estimate was $8,381.70. Excise tax $565. Local hospitality and accommodations tax $2,174.07. Personal property taxes $652.22. HO6 insurance $1,000. Electricity $1,800. Annualized HOA dues, you're spending $10,116. Now that operating expense subtotal with financing jumps to $66,592.99. If you take the $66,592.99 from the gross rental income subtotal up top of $70,294.93, you are left with a profitability of $3,701.94. Can you make more money than that, more profit? Yes. Could you make $80,000, $85,000, $90,000 with a fully redone, top of the line, marketed unit, well-marketed unit? I believe so. Now, let's talk about depreciation when it comes to Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos and short-term vacation rental properties. The IRS says that real estate has a useful life of 27.5 years. So in other words, technically, according to how they view it, it wouldn't have any more value after 27.5 years. Now, we both know that it doesn't ever really lose its value if it's taken care of. The purchase price is $699.9. You divide that purchase price by the 27.5 for a straight line taxable income deduction to the tune of $25,450.91. So if you're a small business owner and you're having a great year, you could use the investment in a property for the tax write-offs. That's something that you need to cover with your CPA. Now, I have an investor who bought an oceanfront condo her first year, made $140,000 renting it out, cleared $30,000 profit, remodeled it, and did what's called a cost segregation study on it. She basically, instead of taking straight line depreciation over the life of the investment, she accelerated depreciation through her study and got a $34,000 tax refund. You could be writing off $40,000 your first year. If you need a CPA that can handle that kind of cost segregation study, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. Now you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach or in the market period? Well, in the market period. I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their Ocean View units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans One or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans One over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there. to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. Yes, guys, at the intersection just outside of Ocean Creek Tower North and Ocean Creek Tower South, guys, that is Barefoot Landing, an absolutely stunning tourist attraction. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.